as left-wing judges work nonstop to shut down the president's agenda, a brash anti-democratic display that feels much like a judicial coup, you're going to be shocked to see what passes for a judge these days in the United States. Now, we all know the law must be followed and respected, right? That's part of the whole process. So, of course, the toxic left found a way to corrupt the law itself with its very cancerous ideology. And two remarkable examples of this tonight. The first, Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan, arrested today by the FBI for helping a violent illegal immigrant avoid ICE by concealing his court appearance on the public docket and then guiding him out of a secret exit from court where he ran from immigration officials. They were waiting for him in one place. She sent him another way to try and get him away from ICE. This is a judge. The second, a New Mexico judge arrested for harboring a Tren de Aragua gang member, an extremely violent and dangerous man in his own home. These are judges doing this, the absolute pinnacle of the judicial system. They allegedly have the integrity required to pass judgment on citizens in a free society. These people can put you in prison. They don't belong anywhere near these positions. These are just two examples of a rotting, corrupted, and politicized judicial system in this country. But before we get into the juicy details of just how twisted this all is, though, here's a look at the reactions we've heard today to these two very logical arrests.
Dramatic escalation in the Trump administration's conflict with judges.
The FBI director saying on social media that they have taken the extraordinary step to arrest a judge.
This is not just an aggressive, but probably an over-aggressive move by the Bureau.
Hannah Dugan is not just a judge, she's an American citizen. So now we are starting to arrest American citizens.
The Trump administration's FBI, headed by Kash Patel, arrested a Wisconsin judge for simply standing up for the rights of immigrants. This is without any historical precedent and truly terrifying.
For the rights of immigrants. Good God. Absolute fury, of course. For a little more context, in New Mexico, Judge Joel Cano and his wife allowed a Tren de Aragua gang member to live in the spare room behind their house, along with a couple of his buddies as well, it sounds like. This is a young man so violent, he had pictures of two decapitated bodies on his cell phone. The judge, if you want to call him that, was clearly aware that Christian Ortega Lopez was a member of the most violent foreign gang that's operating inside the United States. There's a video of the judge on Ortega Lopez's social media posing in his living room. There it is. There's a still shot of it with a semi-automatic rifle. That's the judge hanging out with the Tren de Aragua gang member who presumably is filming him. Here's more pictures of the judge hanging out with other gang members at his house. This is a judge in a border state of New Mexico. It doesn't get any crazier than this. And then there's Judge Dugan in Wisconsin, helping another violent, illegal alien subvert immigration officers. Eduardo Flores Ruiz, seen here, is accused of punching his roommate more than 30 times and also attacking a woman. He's a very violent guy, an illegal who was deported and then entered again illegally, so he's been here twice against the law. Judge Dugan made it her mission to make sure this violent man can stay in the United States and continue to pummel our citizens. Here she is years ago talking about the rule of law.
The rule of law is how we address our social issues, how we address our disputes, but also how we grow as people. The rule of law is premised on equal justice, but also we have evolved into due process.
Tell us more about the rule of law and due process. Here's what DOJ says Dugan did to subvert the rule of law. She initially hid the Flores Ruiz court date from the public docket, as I said, but she wasn't smart enough to fool ICE. They came anyway. When they showed up, apparently Judge Dugan was furious that they were there. She yelled at ICE agents and then took an alleged illegal criminal and his attorney and guided them to an escape route through the jury door. Sadly for the judge, this also failed as well. ICE agents had the entire building covered. Flores Ruiz, we're told, ran but was caught. And more than anything, all of this, as you listen to these ridiculous stories of just a couple of judges, think about how many more are out there, by the way. This is a reminder of just how flawed and political our judges are. Right now, we have district judges shredding the presidential agenda. 4 federal injunctions yesterday alone, 3 handcuffing the administration on immigration. Democrats and the media scoff at the idea that these judges are acting in a partisan manner against Trump as they try to prevent him from doing what presidents have always done, deporting illegal immigrants. They idealize the oath that judges take, which it appears many never intended to follow. They are partisan actors. And this is where it's come to. Our founding fathers had fears of a judicial coup. Jefferson and Hamilton wrote intently on limiting the powers of judges. It's so obvious. You give these people a ton of power. What if they're partisan? What if they're not right? A lot of them aren't, as we can clearly see. And these fears are now being realized. You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.